Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, who's quite a ways over there today. And you're missing something, Joey.
I am.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. We somehow have one cord fewer than we should have right now, I guess. So Joey's going to be kind of listening today, I guess.
Yep.
That's all right, though. That's all right. Hey, we've got Matt and Tiffany Topie with West USA Realty in the studio, actually in the studio today.
Yes.
Instead of via Zoom. So this is a new studio location for us. So fingers crossed everything goes great. How about that?
We're the first timers.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Rachel Turner had you guys come in, right?
Yes, she did.
She's pretty cool, huh?
Yep, we love her. She's amazing.
Yes.
They become our close friends over the years, too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rachel Turner over at Security Title. Big shout out to her. And also to Security Title Agency and Fidelity National Home Warranty, sponsors of the show. So let's get right into it. Why don't you share with the agents how long you've both been in real estate and what got you into the business?
So I started first. I've been in it for 4 years. I started back in 2017. What got me into it? I always wanted to do it, but it was having enough financial backing to support it.
Okay.
So I was a school counselor for 17 years, and I always wanted to do it. And he was like, well, when we get to a place financially that you can take that leap, you can do
Yeah.
it. So I stayed a counselor for a year and did real estate until I could spread my wings.
So it's just 4 years now.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
been a great ride.
Crazy ride, hasn't it? All right.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
And Matt?
So 2 years. I've been at it 2 years, and she got into it, and she was took off like a rocket ship, and it was great watching that. It was a passion of hers that she wanted to pursue, and it was great watching that success. But and they got to the point where she was super busy, and kind of like either she's gonna hire someone out, or get find someone to help, or I get my license. And so I took a look at it, and I was teaching at the time, and it was just something that I had never really thought about. So I got into it and realized that I kind of like this, and so I got into it. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
All right, and you're not really working as a team. Is that we were talking about that a little bit off air here? So
yes, so
not really a team.
This guy's pretty competitive.
Okay.
So when we're on the leaderboard, we like to compete who's going to make the top 10 and the top 5. And
I almost got her last month. She was number 1. I was number 2 in our office.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we work together. Teamwork wise, we help each other out. We are work together a lot, but we're not like structured like a team like other teams are. So I have my own clients, she has her own clients, we help each other out, we work open houses together. I cover her open houses, she covers mine, that kind of thing. So it's not structured like a team, but we work like a team.
Okay. So both of you are very competitive.
I'm not as
No?
competitive.
Okay.
I like to have fun. He's
right.
competitive.
Yeah. Well, it was my history with sports, and I was a coach forever, and always a sports guy competing up until about 2 years ago. I actually tore my ACL, and I had to retire from all that
From the career that didn't
exist and didn't pay me, right? But I still competed, played sports, and actually just had an MRI yesterday on my elbow that's been bothering me. So. Old sports injuries.
Okay,
so
all
it's
right.
pretty competitive.
What sport was your favorite?
Well, I played college football.
Okay.
I was a quarterback. Played college ball. My best sport was probably baseball, but my dad was a head basketball coach for over 20 years. So I grew up in the gym. I was on the bench, behind the bench. I was a water boy, all that stuff when I was little. And my brother was into sports, and it was a big deal where we came from in the Midwest, in Michigan. Like, football's a big deal, basketball is huge, right?
Yeah.
So just years of that, competitive nature kind of grows in you.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
I am not competitive. I do not do team sports.
She did figure skating.
Yeah, that's an independent sport.
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
But we're competitive.
Yeah.
I like to compete with him on a deal. Like, if we both have offers on the same house, like who's going to win? Or when we have it, we do a lot of deals just out of luck, I guess, together, where I have the seller, he has the buyer, and You know, I'll scream from the other room like, "You better get that Benzer report."
That's funny. That's probably difficult too.
It's very difficult. We do not talk about we don't talk about our people at all.
Yeah.
And to the point where if I'm even in a room and he's talking to those people, I'm out. I don't want to know.
Call out to another room. Yeah.
I don't want to know because then it makes it hard.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So you guys focus on Verrado, right?
Yep.
You live in Verrado, yeah.
You live there. That's kind of your
niche.
That's your place, right?
Yeah.
So I guess what made you get started, or how did you get started with focusing on just that one community?
So, like, when you start out, it's so overwhelming that, I mean, the valley's huge. Like, what was I going to just take it all, you know? And so I worked really closely with our lender, Alan Turner from Fairway. And we just decided to focus on one specific spot so it wasn't so big and overwhelming. Obviously, it's easier to do where you live. And so I just kind of branched out and did a lot of marketing there. I didn't spend a lot of marketing dollars. It was just really getting involved in the community, you know, my marketing, like my logo and stuff. So they just, like Nike, right? They see it over and over and over again. And they're like, there's that Tiffany chick.
Yeah. And Rachel did a great job helping us with branding. You know, Tiffany uses the house that, you know, uses the Tiffany colors and the bow and the whole thing. But that branding is huge, and the recognition of that in our neighborhood. And Verrado is a unique community. It really functions like a village, you know, and everybody kind of knows everybody. And so, you know, it was, I don't know, I mean, it was something that we were intentional about to get ourselves out there in the community, but do it in a way that
it was organic.
It was organic. It wasn't tacky. It wasn't in your face. It was just, you know, doing things that help our community. You know, we're in the Rotary Club, you know, so we're doing community service projects. We're helping at the school. You know, we're good friends with the police chief and
the mayor.
You know, the mayor.
Police chief's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Larry Hall is amazing. And just any way we can help the police officers out, we're always there for them. And, you know, take you know, treats and water and stuff to the fire department all the time, and just things like that
we do.
I mean, where I grew up, a small town in Michigan, like, you help your community out in any way you can, no matter what your role is in the community, you're helping. And we just want to be a positive effect on the community and be someone that people can count on, and we're doing good things.
Yeah. Plus, it's fun, and you're making friends, right?
I have a lot of fun. Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I like I said, I think it was a natural progression. I was a counselor. Now I'm just counseling buyers and sellers. But also, I just love helping. So, you know, I do a lot, not just with the schools. Like, we do, you know, well, not because of COVID, but we used to take, you know, coffee drawing to the teachers on Friday. They all look forward. We do it, draw somebody's name, bring them a Starbucks or whatever. Everybody loves that. We do an end of the school year bash, like, so we get like inflatables and pool parties and stuff like that at the end of the year, and then the beginning of the year we do a razor light show in the neighborhood with everybody has their razors and golf carts decorated.
That's a big one.
He does a lot of stuff with the veterans, like Veterans Day, and collects for the troops. So we kind of took what we like to do, and then just, you know, obviously that's naturally progresses into business. Everybody always says, like, get your face out there and like market, but that's just not me. I'm not a salesy kind of person, like, in that regard, like tooting my own horn, you know. So I try to do everything pretty organic.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I bet you've had to help counsel some people over the last 12 to 18 months.
Off the cliff.
Well, it was interesting when COVID first started that we had quite a few listings in town, and people were thinking about taking them off the market because everything kind of went to a standstill. People didn't know what was going on. Yeah. And, you know, we do a lot of research and listen to a lot of people about, you know, what they thought was going to happen. Like Brian Buffini, he's a big one that we listen to. But, you know, they all said just stay the course, trust it's going to happen. And so that was an interesting time, you know, and we made it through that first couple months. Everything kind of went on pause, and
which was great. We spent a lot of time as a family.
A lot of time together, but then the floodgates opened, and it was
insane.
And last summer was amazing. And I think this summer is going to be the same. It's going to be bigger than last summer.
Summer is always huge for us too in Verrado or the West Valley because we have the Air Force Base. So we have a ton of military. All of them, they usually get their orders out and in to Phoenix at the same time. So a lot of Verrado is our Air Force community. So we help a lot of those people
And
out.
there's a lot of families there, and schools are really good out there. And so, families wait till the school year ends, and then they move, and then people are moving in. So it's busy.
Got it. Okay. How big is Verrado? How many do you
About
have?
10,000 people at this point now.
Is it? Okay. Are they still
It's
building?
huge.
Is it
Still building?
It's still building, yep.
They say that it's less than half built out, and so
I don't know where they're
I don't know where,
building.
but I think part of Verrado is Victory. So there's a 55 and over community, and that's less than half done. So I know that that's where a ton of the growth is going, and there's a lot of custom lots where homes are going to be over $1 million and stuff like that. So those are less than a quarter built out. So that's where a lot of the growth is going to be, and then they're going to bring in a lot more amenities, stores, and there's going to be a lot of growth out that way. And you can tell by the traffic. It's on the I-10. It's getting busy out there.
Well, there's nowhere else to go out there but west towards California,
Tonopah,
where they're
yeah,
all
that way.
coming
But they're all
from.
coming from there, right?
Yeah.
So are you guys seeing that a lot?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So most of our people come from. We probably do 75% relocation, but most of our
Really?
people are
Yeah.
California, Washington, Oregon, Chicago, New
Yeah,
York.
Illinois.
It's usually
75%.
I don't
I just-
speak politics, but usually whatever's going on in those states where
Yeah.
it's a little more controversial is where
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
coming from.
Okay. So how are they finding you guys then?
So back in the day, before I did real estate, we moved from Michigan 7 years ago.
Okay.
And that, Facebook, all that, there wasn't groups and all those things you could go to for
Right.
like information. So a lot of people that knew our story or I became friends with on Facebook, they would ask questions all the time, like, how did you do it? Who was your moving company? That kind of stuff. So I said, we need a place where everyone can go and I don't have to keep repeating the same thing over and over. So I created a page on there, like a group. Started out with like 100 people. And now it's 4,000.
4,000 people.
Yeah.
Really?
And so they just literally go there all the time for all their questions, like, and that stuff, like, where's the best schools? Where's the best hospital? Like, who's your
So is
doctor?
it specifically like a moving to Arizona type
Yeah, it's
thing?
kind of
Is it
like that.
Verrado?
Yep. No,
No.
Okay.
we didn't do a
It's a little more
specific
broad.
Verrado. It's more like Arizona, just moving. Yeah, about moving here, information about moving here.
Okay.
It's been a great,
Oh, I bet.
lead generator.
That's
Yeah.
been huge.
That's our lead
That is our lead generator.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got into that because so using a Facebook group,
Yeah.
and that's bringing in 75% of your.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we don't spend a lot of money on marketing.
No.
Okay.
Like
I was just going to ask. if
social
you're doing,
media
like,
is huge. That's what I do.
Mailers to that big community, but that.
Well, we do in Verrado. We do some mailers, but not a ton.
We do a lot of tangible stuff. So,
Yeah.
Rachel provides us with great like calendars. I'll pull all the events that are going on in Verrado. We'll put it in a calendar, and that's what we'll send out to people because
Yeah.
it seems like that's the stuff they hold back in the day, right? They stick it on their fridge
on
with
the
their
refrigerator.
magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we showed some houses and we opened up the pantry and our thing was right there.
Yeah. So
there
we
you
put
go.
together like a vendor list of local businesses because Verrado, like I said, is like a village. A lot of people want to keep business local. So we put together a list of local business people that provide services like, electricians and plumbers and all that stuff. And so anything we mail out, anything we hand out, all our flyers, all that stuff that we work with Rachel on, all has something of value.
Yeah.
A lot of people will mail out stuff, and we all get stuff from realtors, in the
Just
mail.
sold. That's it.
And it has pictures of their listings, and it's really no value to me. It just goes in the trash.
Yeah.
It just does. So we try to provide some value to that, and then look, there's that house again.
That blue house
That blue
in your
house.
mailbox.
Yeah. And then, so my logo, my first name is Matt, so I use an M. I'm from Michigan.
I was going to
So
say, yeah, it looks
I
like
use
the
an M
Michigan-
It's the U of M.
similar, not matching, similar to the Michigan M. It stands out. It's very unique.
At least
Right?
the guys know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an M to
It
me.
strikes up conversation. A lot of people see it and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Ohio," rivalry there. And so, but so we do a lot of that stuff on social media. She's amazing. Tiffany's amazing with social media. I'm not as great with it, but I do some videos and stuff and put myself out there. and she does amazing job with that. Instagram. Haven't quite broke into the TikTok yet, but we're
It's
trying
too
to wrap our
goofy.
head around what that is.
But when I
it's
started,
important.
I wasn't on Instagram.
Yeah.
So 4 years later, I'm on Instagram, and that's a lot of. We've gotten people off of hashtags. I mean, it's just crazy what you can get people from.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with your Facebook group, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but are you trying to keep like other real estate agents from joining?
They're not
They're
allowed
not
in
allowed.
there.
Okay, that's
They're
right.
not. They
Yeah.
try.
Okay.
They try, and some people sneak in because we have to approve people that come in and out of it.
So we
and-
approve all posts because during COVID and the
Yes.
election, people were throwing stuff in
Oh,
there, and
man.
we had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And
So
then we don't
go
allow
there.
realtors
Yeah.
or lenders because our preferred lenders on there too.
Yeah.
So we try to stay. We are pretty loyal to who our people are.
Right.
Unless they cross.
So do you have them? They have to also answer questions.
Yeah.
Yep, they
put it
answer
in?
questions. They
Okay.
post in there as well.
right.
And like our lender, he's lived in Arizona his whole life, so he knows way more even than we do.
It functions more like a blog.
Sure.
So the people post stuff with questions, and then some people already live here that are on the page, and so they we let them answer. We jump in and answer. We'll chime in, get to know some people. So it's very organic. It's not a salesy thing. We're not on there like doing flashy videos like buy this house. It's just we get to know them. We build a relationship with them.
Yeah.
They trust us. I'm about to list a house from someone. It's kind of turning the corner now because it's been how long? How many years is
4 years.
4 years
5
that
years.
page has been going. So now people have come here, moved here, and now they're looking to sell their house.
Right.
Yeah.
They're moving back out of state or they're moving somewhere, and so they trust us. They know that we're reputable. They know that we know what we're doing, and now I'm actually listing someone's house.
Got it.
Off that.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's turned from a lead generator from a buyer's side to now it's both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you thought about doing a like live Q&A?
We do.
In the group. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
we
we
do
do.
live videos.
Yep. We'll do even silly video. Like, he's killed a lot of plants when we moved here. Michigan to Arizona is very. So he'll even do like, how do you water a palm tree?
Yeah.
How do you take care of a fruit tree? Just silly
What's the
stuff.
growing season? Like right now is the end of a growing season for like tomatoes and stuff like that. So we have a little herb garden. So people are into gardening, so they want to know about that. How do you garden in Arizona? Like when do you plant? When do you harvest? That kind of stuff. So, I mean, there's 4,000 people on this page.
Yeah.
With all kinds of questions.
Everything.
And so we try to cover all those bases from, what does the valley mean? What's the East Valley?
Yeah,
What's
we
the
did
West Valley?
we did a tutorial because everybody's like, I don't even understand. What are they talking
what's the
about?
East
valley? What are you
Valley, West
talking about?
Valley, all that.
Yep.
And a lot of people think Arizona's just all desert. They don't, because we've sold houses up in Prescott and, or as they say, Prescott. Around here.
Yeah.
They don't know what the high country is. They don't know these different areas, and it's not all desert. We get snow.
Right.
Yeah.
In different areas.
So the people moving here from out of state, do they realize how hot it gets in the summer?
Oh,
I mean, or do people
Oh,
move here
yeah.
and then figure it out?
Yeah. Well, both. I think you have both. I mean, a lot of people have been on that page, or they're on that. Like, there's a lot of people that were on it, let's say last year, and they visited, but they don't move for a year or two. Like, they got an itch, and now they're gonna try to do that.
Right.
So those people, I mean, they usually visit.
Tell them to come visit.
Yeah.
End of
Well,
July,
I say it's
first
hot.
part
I
of
mean, what do you
August.
expect? It's
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot. Don't be surprised.
And for those that don't want it as hot, there's places like Prescott or Payson or Flag or Show Low.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
All
show
right.
a lot of that too. We love to travel. We're
traveling,
big
camping.
campers.
Yeah, we like to
Okay.
camp.
So we share a lot of that. We get a lot of people that are looking, so they're not moving, or maybe they're thinking about it, but they just come out and visit.
Yeah.
And so we give a lot of ideas of what to do while they're
All right.
here.
Like
places
RV
to
type
eat.
camp or like
Yep, or
like
not
a
tent camp.
Airstream
No.
or something?
No.
No, we have a trailer.
Okay.
Travel trailer.
Trailer.
Cool.
So
All right.
And we just bought a cabin. So we bought a cabin up in Prescott.
Wow.
We love
Prescott.
Prescott. Well, I want to say
Yeah.
Prescott, but I guess from my accent, they know I'm not from here anyway. So no, we got a cabin up there, and we've been,
Cool.
like I said, a lot of people followed that journey. We have
Yeah.
a page on that, so people have been asking us to help them find cabins.
Are you going to Airbnb it or
Yes,
VRBO or whatever?
It's Airbnb and VRBO, but we're not using either of those. They just
Okay.
have to go
Yeah.
on Facebook and find
They'll
us.
find you. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Little
All right.
Green Cabin in the Woods.
So is it VRBO? We always say VRBO, me and my wife.
Yeah.
But then you see these commercials
Yeah,
and
it
they
says
say
Verbo.
Verbo.
Right.
It's like there's
I-
no
yeah, don't
like,
there's
what?
no vowels. in
Terry's
there.
like, my wife's like, that's totally wrong.
Yeah.
Who paid for that marketing?
Yep. I do too. I'm like, it's not verbal. There's no E in there.
That's so funny.
There's a huge demand for vacation rentals right now, cabins and stuff, and so it's
Yeah,
just
their
not-
market's worse than ours because
Yeah,
there's not a lot of
nothing.
selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So renting it out is not difficult. You know, we
Yeah,
rent it to friends
okay.
and
So-
family. And, you know.
Worse than ours. So, I mean, where's this whole thing headed, do you think? The market that we're in. I mean,
Right.
there's obviously not. Well, I guess the sales are just as high as far as the number of transactions that
Yes.
are happening each month,
Yes.
right? But the inventory is super low because the houses are staying on for what, 5 days
Yeah.
before they're gone again all of
Yeah,
a sudden.
a day.
Yeah. So, where's this? Where do you think we're
Up,
headed?
up,
What do you
up, up.
think?
I mean, and this has I don't have any statistical backing, but I feel it's not going to drop like everybody thinks. Oh, it's going to be like
Because
before.
Google just said that when is the housing market going to crash is like jumped up 3,000, almost 3,000% in the searches now.
Oh, I bet.
Because
So I don't
everybody's
think
asking the
it'll
questions.
crash. I think it's going to level out. I don't think we're going to stay as insane as we are, and I don't think that. Like just in Verrado, I just closed on one that was 830. I mean, that's like 200 and some thousand more than it would have been
Yeah.
8 months ago. You know, that's insane. I don't think we'll stay. There's no way we can stay at that trajectory, especially in Verrado. We're not going
Well-
to start selling regular homes for over
Right.
millions of dollars.
I just think it's a supply and demand thing. I mean,
Yeah,
eventually
absolutely.
the demand is going to dwindle a bit because people are going to make the move and less people are going to be moving here
Yeah.
eventually. But that demand is still high.
Yeah.
And the supply is still low. So, I mean, basic economics, right? Supply and demand.
Right.
And the builders can't keep up.
No.
And $45 for a sheet of plywood and,
45.
yeah.
I have one on my phone. It's 114.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I took a picture of it yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
But now that's the
That's
the
OSB.
subfloor.
Yeah, subfloor.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 1/8
Yeah.
inch, but $114.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And
It's crazy.
$10 for a 2x4, it's.
Or
so-
just appliances. We just did a
Appliances.
remodel, and it took us 4 months to get a dishwasher
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
KitchenAid. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
just
My parents were just looking for a new fridge, and they got one, but then they were looking at some different
Yeah.
ones, and they said it's like 6 months
Yeah.
before it would get there.
and that all the builders. I mean, they're on wait lists and lotteries, and even
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's one in Verrado, Woodside. Their wait list is 88 people long.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
So, I mean, everybody wants to talk back about like '08 and stuff like that, but they end up there.
It's a totally different
It's
scenario.
totally. It's not even the same. It's apples and oranges. It's not. Some people say, "Oh, 08's going to happen again." No, it's not. It's just not.
Well, barring any massive economic
Right.
collapse,
Exactly.
Right.
But that might be led by something else.
Right.
Yes.
But there was a dramatic oversupply back then. Builders were building way too much, and so they anticipated this demand to continue, and then
Yeah.
it didn't, and so they were stuck with these. Too many houses on the market. Too
Right,
many,
right.
and the interest rates are low right now, and
Yeah.
What I worry about is the regular middle class, lower income
Yeah.
people that will just not
I
be
was
able to
just
buy
gonna bring that
because
Yeah.
rent is high. I mean,
Yeah.
rent is insane. The lowest rental in Verrado for the most part is like $2,500. When we
Yeah.
rented in Verrado, our rent was $1,700 with a pool.
So what's going to happen? So that's my concern too.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
that younger, say that young couple,
Yeah.
or maybe that young couple that just had a little one, and they're trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing, right?
Yeah.
And the wife wants to stay home, let's say, whatever, right? And that's just a traditional type thing they want to do. And I mean, how are they going to navigate
Full-time
right?
RV.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to, or they're going to have to look
serious.
at other parts of the country,
right.
Yeah.
Other parts of the country. I mean,
because a lot of
Phoenix
people
is-
are flocking. It seems like also to the Midwest
Yep.
from the coast.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if it's that group of people that have got to a point where Phoenix is too expensive, Austin's too expensive,
Right.
Right.
And so they're
Nashville.
saying let's go to the Midwest, let's go
Yep.
look in
Yeah.
Kansas or Missouri
Right.
or
Yep.
wherever.
Could be.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to Idaho and Utah.
Yeah.
But Idaho is expensive too.
Yeah, I know that is expensive. It's really pretty though. Yeah, but I definitely think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That rental market's getting scary. Even just to rent an apartment. I mean, I can't even imagine. My first apartment was like $500.
Yeah, I remember in college, $425 was
Yeah.
one half of a duplex that my wife and I rented
Exactly.
out. So they had a yard and everything
Back in the day.
back in the day. That is correct.
long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long
exactly.
time ago. What are you saying?
We're closer to 2050 than we are 1990. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you say I'm closer to 50?
Yeah, me too.
Who's going to get there first?
I will.
Competition, right?
I will get there first. We're competing.
Yeah, right. She wins.
Yep.
She can win on that one.
Yeah,
Pretty
you can win
much.
at that one.
So before we get to the next segment here, just a couple quick questions. But you mentioned you do a lot of community type events.
Yep.
What's been like one of your really surprisingly successful events?
The which we didn't start it, we inherited, was the Main Street Light Parade. It
my
is
gosh,
nuts.
yeah.
It is literally.
And that's
I don't
within
have a
your-
razor, so
Okay,
it's like
that's
a
great.
cult. It's like a
It started
biker's
as
club.
a golf cart parade. So, real quick, the person who started it, like people in Verrado decorate their homes for holidays, like
Yeah.
they go overboard. All right, so Christmas is a big deal. People, I mean, how much money they put into these decorations is insane. So these people got together and would go around the neighborhood on golf carts and look at them.
Look at the lights
Look
on
at
the
lights
houses.
on the houses.
Yeah.
And then it turned into the people decorating their golf carts as they went.
And then it turned into razors going and
razors
decorating
jumped in.
theirs.
And
And
pe-
now it's turned into nobody's looking at the houses.
yeah, exactly.
We take all the main streets, and the streets are lined with people.
Yeah, just
and
a
there's
parade.
like 200 razors. And the police now have to do traffic control and
Wow.
food trucks, and it's
They have
literally
these
crazy.
like in other towns and stuff, but it's just a big deal. And so we have a separate line, one for razors, one for golf carts, and these people decorate these razors and golf carts,
Yeah.
and they have like machines that make snow and like they
nuts.
lights all over it and like moving parts and like it's like they made a mini float on their golf cart or their
Yeah.
razor.
Yeah.
And that has what it's morphed into.
Yeah, it's huge.
And-
Everybody loves it. Everybody looks forward to it.
Yeah, we used to go around the neighborhood and look at the houses, but it got too complicated. Now we're just up
Right.
and down Main
It's
Street.
like a parade.
It's
Okay.
a parade now.
So you guys having that, well, competitive, right?
Yeah.
So do you have your own?
no,
No,
okay.
and I don't even like
You don't pull
leading
the camper
it.
through?
No, and because I'm not a crafty. I don't like doing all that craft. But
yeah.
and now we have the police lead it because they want to be at the lead of it, so they
Yeah.
can control it and control the Because back in the day when it was small, you could go in cul-de-sacs and stuff. No way, not with the amount of traffic and razors. So they really try
Hundreds.
to.
I mean, there had to have been over 500 entries
Got it.
into this parade.
And then we do
Okay.
drawings. So in order to participate, they have to bring a toy for the Buckeye
Toys for
superheroes.
Tots. Yeah.
And then we do Ride Now sponsors raffles, so everybody can put in their their
Door
raffle
prizes,
tickets,
yeah.
and they get raffled off at the end. It's all kinds of stuff for their razors and
Okay.
There's some local businesses that come and set up and
And,
Santa.
and you guys now coordinate that
Yes,
event.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
so it's probably one of the bigger events in Verrado.
It was probably the most controversial event that was canceled last year in
people were-
Buckeye.
they
I bet.
people were so upset that we couldn't sponsor. We couldn't put our name behind it. Verrado didn't want to either. These people got together on their own and did
Got
it
it.
by themselves.
Okay.
That's how
Huge
much
it
fun
is.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the Razor crew, they like to hang out and
Okay.
get after it. And any chance they get to do things together, they're always looking for those opportunities.
All right. All right. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
fun.
It's really cool.
People
Cool.
come from Tucson.
Yeah, we have people from Tucson,
Flag.
Payson,
Yeah,
all over. They
How about
bring their
Prescott?
Razors.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some
Prescott.
Prescott.
Prescottonians.
Oh gosh. Anything else you want to share with the agents before we move to the next segment? Or I know we
I
covered
don't
a lot.
know. I did cover a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like just focus in on one thing. I think when I go on those pages, real estate masterminds and stuff, they I don't know where to start and it's so overwhelming, which is what I felt. And, so just pick something, that was we do our 4 pillars, like we picked something I was passionate about, which was giving back.
Yeah.
And that became a marketing thing without trying to do it,
And I remember the first question that the teacher asked us in the real estate classes. He said, "What do you guys sell?" And people are like, "Oh, we sell houses," And he said, "No, you sell yourself.
Yeah.
You have to have something to sell. Like, who are you? What are you good at?
Right.
Like, what do you offer? Because you have to offer more to the buyer and the seller than just
You should
doing
offer
paperwork.
value.
You have to have some value, that you offer to them.
Even if it's like a lot of people said, if people want to know, like, oh, what time's the farmer's market on? I always get a text like, oh, Tiffany knows.
Or
Like
Tiffany does staging. She's really good at staging. She's a certified stager. So we offer that. So offering more than just selling houses. There's more realtors in Arizona than there are school teachers.
Yeah,
So what are you going to do that's different?
you have to be different.
And then like Alan Turner, our guy with Fairway Mortgage, he's amazing, been in the business forever. He said, everyone on your street should know you're a realtor. And then
which we do client appreciations. We'll do Super Bowl parties at the house.
At the house.
So we'll do that.
Client
That's how
appreciation party. Every year. Everybody in your neighborhood should know that you're a realtor. But don't do it cheesy, salesy. Just they should know.
Right.
Okay. And then what not to do? There's a lot of haters out there. It's hard.
So
you got to have thick skin. I remember when I started, I remember like my first listing, the buyer's agent. I mean, he was screaming and yelling at me. Like I was so upset. Yeah. But now my skin is so thick. Like I'm just like, what? It says more about you than me. Yeah. But that's a hard thing. I mean, once you become successful, people don't like that.
Yeah. And anybody at the top, people want to take down, and it's unfortunate, that happens. And the thing is, there's enough business out there for everybody. And you don't have to take someone else down for you to be good. I'm used to it. Like I said, I was a football coach. I mean, I had parents in the stands telling me how awful I was during the game. I had parents chasing me down after the game when they wanted to rip my head off because their kid didn't play. I'm used to it.
So were you like to Tiffany when that happened? Were you like, what's this guy's name?
Yeah. No,
I've had to train him to stay off social media because he just wants to rip everyone a new one. But I'm like, every time, even anything, I was like, don't get in a fight with me on the sidewalk in front of the CVS on your phone and scream because they know you're on the phone with me. Like you have to be a little more mindful of the stuff you do and say.
And it's, my experience with coaching and stuff like that, I knew what I was doing was right. I had confidence in my coaching and that, I didn't really care what that parent was screaming at me because I wasn't doing anything.
Well, you're trying to win a game.
Yeah, I'm trying to win a game, and I'm going to play the best player, and I'm sorry that Jimmy's not very good, and you want him to play, but this is varsity football, and if we don't win, I get fired.
I remember back when I was little playing. Yeah. I mean, they did play the best people, and it wasn't about everybody has to play type thing. But I mean, we've kind of gotten that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't get into that.
Yeah. Right.
All right, you guys ready to get in the ring?
Yep.
All right. What do you think the reason is that many agents are not successful?
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
They're not consistent, so they get like hot on a topic, or they do a lot with their Facebook and then they disappear. Or they do a lot with their Instagram, they disappear. You literally have to keep doing it every day.
When we started that Facebook page, I mean, we had like 10 people. Now we have 4,000, but it's because we were consistently offered good content, and so people referred people and told people to join, and now it's 4,000, and now we, consistent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. How about a book recommendation, either that you've read or listened to or whatever?
Oh, what's that one we just read about the habits?
Yeah.
Badass Habits.
I like the Badass series, but it's just really frank. But it was talking about, which actually applied to right now, it was talking about how important it is personally and professionally to have boundaries, with people. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes, especially when we were younger, I mean, you look at your problems you have with people, you're like, oh, it's them. And I was saying with us, I'm like, no, it's because we didn't have good enough boundaries with others that we have whatever it is, an issue or whatever. Right. So it talks about that. It talks about creating better, healthier habits. And I don't really read a lot of real estate specific books. Okay. I really read more about like how to be a better person or how to self-help or how to be a better to the community and to your the people surround you. Yeah.
Got it.
Because I think that makes you a better realtor.
Yeah. All right. No, that's awesome. Sticking with that one too?
Yeah. I actually bought that one, and she took it
at the airport, and I was really ticked that he bought it at the airport because it cost more money.
Well, it was worth it. It sounds like.
It is.
All right. And let's see. Last question. What are you most looking forward to as things start to get back to normal?
I don't know, more time with our kids. I feel I have mom guilt a lot with our son. No, not full time. No, not at all. But just even like go up north or go away on a vacation or, like we went to Hawaii for 10 days and there's not a day you're not doing well, you want to sell houses, go on vacation.
Yeah. Right.
So just having like some uninterrupted time, but I mean, that's impossible, really. Yeah. We've learned summer is not the time to travel.
Okay. Right. So you're not signing up for a cruise anytime soon?
No. So that's half the reason we bought the cabin is we're like, it's 2 hours. We can shoot up there during the week because we're more busy on the weekends. Yeah. So it gives us a little bit of respite to pull out of the insanity. because if you stay home, right, you do your laundry, you do all kinds of stuff. When we get out of
Right.
the city, it's
Cool.
helpful and
All right.
peaceful. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
We
Thanks
appreciate
for
you
having
coming in,
us.
sharing your story and what's going on. So 4 years and 2 years in the business, and things have been crazy, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see who's
It's
number
gonna be a
one
great
next
year.
month.
We're
Yeah.
very blessed, and we're very grateful.
We just, how about, I will say this will be our parting gift, is we were able to, Matt said, when we sell our next house, I want you to give all our commission to the church.
I caught
And
her
was
off
like,
guard with this. I said,
There you
our next sale, we are going to donate our entire commission on that sale to the church.
I told him, I go, what if it's 800,000? Like,
She's-
that's nuts.
Yeah. And so she, we were like, well, what if we just set like a dollar amount or something like that? And I said, no, I'm serious. Like the entire commission is going. I don't care if it's $1 million house, it's going. 2 days later, the pastor from our church called us. He says, hey, I got an opportunity. He says, I have somebody in our church that wants to sell their home, and they want to donate the proceeds of the rental home that they're selling to the church. And they're looking for a realtor that would
And they interviewed everybody in the
interviewed a ton.
neighborhood.
Yeah. And they chose us, and we were able to
Donate all of our commission. So God had a plan. It wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
He wasn't
Yeah.
kidding when he said the next house was
Yeah.
going to the church.
Yeah. So
So we just closed on
she-
that
she
Monday.
that was awesome.
So the profits from
All
the
the-
sale itself
and our commission.
commissions.
The whole commission went to the
Yeah.
church. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was a great opportunity, and we do it again in a heartbeat. And sometimes when you think you have a plan, God's back there chuckling a little bit. So watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey wishes he had his mic right
I
now.
wish I
'cause
did.
Joey's a pastor.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Do you like that story?
Yeah.
Yep.
So good.
Well, in this market, they made a lot of money, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They have a lot of money going back to that beautiful church.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Summit Community Church in Buckeye, by the way. Amazing. Pastor Nate Schaus. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, no, that's a great story. We love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Well, thank you guys for being in here.
Yeah.
We'll have to make sure we say thank you to Rachel for getting in here as well.
Yeah.
We will. We're going to go
So-
have lunch with her.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are you going to go?
I don't know. We'll
Okay.
let her pick because we don't go out much.
All right. All right. Well, thanks again. Matt and Tiffany Topie with West USA Realty and Agents. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Great job, guys.
Thanks.
Good stuff.